Ladies and gentlemen, please silence your electronic devices and begin to take your seats. Our meeting will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please silence your electronic devices and take your seats. Our meeting is about to begin.
We stand on the shoulders of giants. The heroes who stole fire from the gods and sparked revolutions, bringing us the tools that would unlock explosive new potential. Because of those visionaries, each generation looks out from a higher vantage point than the one before them. You, the heroes of today's intelligence revolution, stand on heights of innovation never before achieved, giving you superpowers to fulfill your customers' needs and desires. Power to touch them with personal connections, whenever and wherever they are, and become their trusted, lifelong partner. Power of vigilance, to look out for your customers, to guide them and help them grow. The power to help them find meaning and happiness, manifesting their visions into reality. All at hyperscale. FICO gives you these powers and more. Applied intelligence and connectivity on a scale previously unimaginable is now at your fingertips. A system designed to harness and operationalize the power of artificial intelligence, helping you see your customers more clearly than ever before, so you can deliver always-on, hyper-personalized experiences. Operate with speed and scale, and propel incredible transformations for your business, for your customers, and for the next generation to look out from a higher view. With the powers of FICO, what vision will you bring to life?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Corporate Communications and your FICO World MC, Darcy Sullivan.
Hello! Welcome to San Diego. Thanks for showing up. I'm so excited to be here with you. I have to share this. I've been the MC of FICO World for 15 years now. And let me tell you, yeah, it's a long time. Let me tell you, you are the best looking attendees we've ever had. I don't know what you did, just a very attractive group of people. So my job here is to help you get the most out of FICO World this week. Thank you for joining us here to learn, to share, and have some fun. So let's get started, and it starts, of course, with your Wi-Fi. So the network, which you probably found already, FICO World 24 TSYS attendee, that's the network. Thank you for TSYS for sponsoring that. Password, very easy, welcome 24 exclamation point. You might have noticed that this is a big hotel. So there's maps in the app, which we'll talk about in a second. There are maps, big maps outside. We're all in the North Tower. And I know this is gonna, for the people from Europe, I'm sure this blew your minds. Floor 1 is below the lobby. I saw some very confused people on the elevator this morning. So down below is where the attendee lounge is, which is sponsored by AWS. And the Innovation Center is right outside. That's where you can demo all the cool tools from FICO and our partners that you're gonna hear about this week. Now, the hours for that is open every day from 11:30, so after this session is over, after the general session's over, till 5:30. Thursday, it's just gonna be up from 7:45 in the morning to 9 a.m. Okay? Now, I hope everybody has downloaded the FICO World app. If you haven't done this already, it is called FICO Events. It's in your Google Play Store, it's in your App Store. The event ID, once you download it, it's gonna ask you for a little bit of information. The event ID is FICO World 24. Everything is in this app, including all of you. So if you wanna contact somebody from the conference, you meet somebody, you wanna exchange details with them, a lot of that stuff is already in the app. You also do your session evaluations in the app as you go to sessions, and please do fill these out. Every year we strive to make FICO World bigger and better than the year before, and your feedback is what helps us do that. There's also a game. Has anybody started playing? I know a few of you have. Raise your hand, started playing the game? A few people, okay. So there is a game there. You get points by participating in various events and doing various activities. There's a leaderboard, which is on our social wall outside, and the leaders will be posted every day at 8 a.m., at noon, and at 5 p.m. And we have some prizes, too. So first place, free registration for FICO World next year. Second place, you get a pair of Apple AirPods, Apple Pro. Third place, Apple AirPods. Runner-up, Apple AirTags. And we already have people on the leaderboard. So where's Ulysses Assis? Right there, okay, in row 3 from Linear Softwares Matemáticos, has 3,220 points on the first official day of FICO World. So congratulations, Ulysses, well done. Well done. We'd also like you to get social. So post as you're doing things, as you're having events, as you're having memorable moments, you're seeing something on the screen that inspires you, that you want to share, please do share. Use hashtag FICOWorld24, and you can use either @FICO or hashtag FICO. We'll share those posts further. We want to see those posts. Last year we had over, I think about 1.5 million impressions using those hashtags from FICO World, and we want to beat that this year. So let's tell the world what's going on. I also want to say a special thank you to our sponsors this week. So we have the most sponsors that we've ever had at FICO World, which I think really shows the growing importance of the topics that we talk about at this conference. So AWS, Centrelink, Mitek, Teradata, TSYS, TCS, Creative Solutions, Haya, Atto, Tiger Analytics, Atlantic's Growth Solutions, Defy Security, Doc, Belvo, eKey IT, and Dava, and NetApp. Thank you very much. Thank you for sponsoring this conference. These sponsors all have fantastic solutions, and I encourage you to seek them out at the conference and learn more. Now, we have some special events planned for the evenings this week. Tonight is our superhero block party. From 7 to 11 p.m., so we want to meet at 6:30 in the lower conference center lobby. You'll know it because when you go down at 6:30, everybody from the conference will be making a lot of noise. I know you're thinking, I left my Deadpool costume or my Harley Quinn costume at home. I'm kicking myself now. Don't worry, we will have masks and capes, and you can be the superhero of your choice tonight, so please join us for that. And how do you top being a superhero? How about being a Top Gun? So tomorrow night, we're going on to the USS Midway. I'm sure some of you have seen this out in the harbor already. It looks like a city made of steel with a bunch of aircraft sitting on top of it. It's a fantastic event. So again, another great photo opportunity, share that. Again, we're going to meet in the attendee lounge at 6:30 for that. Okay. Let's roll on to the next slide. And I'm going to tell you about consultations, because this is really, in some ways, the most important thing that you can do while you're here with us this week, besides having fun, is have a consultation. We're going to talk a lot about hyper-personalization, right? How do you hyper-personalize your messages and your offers and everything else to your customers? Well, how do we, FICO, hyper-personalize our assistance, our solutions, our aid to you through consultations? Consultations, you sit down with FICO experts, you say, here's my challenge, here's what I'm going through, here's what I'd like help with, and they're going to help you focus on that and give you some answers or some ideas to pursue. So if you haven't set up a consultation already, please do. There is a center to do that outside in the Innovation Center. And we're also at this conference doing a little bit of giving back. So we have hooked up with an organization called Feeding San Diego. And for every attendee, every one of you, we're donating $5 of the registration fees to Feeding San Diego. Now, that may not sound like a lot. Overall, with everybody here, it's going to be about $6,000. Still may not sound like that much. But for every dollar that they get, they can buy 2 meals for people that need it. So 12,000 meals, that sounds pretty good. Coincidentally, It is exactly as many meals as you all are going to eat this week. So just think about that. And also, sort of on the sustainability front, we gave you reusable water bottles when you came and you registered. You can refill those at the water stations throughout the foyer, so please do that. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the next 2 general sessions just to make sure that you don't skip them, because I know tonight you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to think, do I really need to go tomorrow morning? Yeah, you really do. Because we're going to have Bill Wade, our Chief Product and Technology Officer, who's going to tell you about the vision and the future of FICO Platform. We're going to have rising tennis star Chris Eubanks. He's going to be here. We'll have some fun with him. You're going to hear about new FICO Platform capabilities, some innovative work in scores. We're going to give out the first set of FICO Decision Awards and FICO Partner Awards. And we're also going to have 2 more customer panels. You'll see 2 today. There's 2 tomorrow on customer obsession and cultural transformation. And then on Thursday, with all the interest in AI, you're going to hear from our own Chief Analytics Officer and an expert in AI, Dr. Scott Zoldi. Going to hear more of FICO Platform capabilities, hear about consumer empowerment work that we're doing in scores, the final decision awards and partner awards, and of course, a couple more panels. So Thursday morning, be sure to be here. It's going to be a really exciting session. All right. Now, there's one session that I wanted to tell you about today. I'm not going to say they bribed me to tell you about this, but you know, these things happen. We know that. So, anyway, I thought you'd think it's fun because it's a simulation thing, and it's a ultra FICO simulation, and ultra FICO is one of our FICO scores. But what you get to do with this is you're going to test out strategies with score layering on a portfolio and looking at score layering and trended data analytics. It's at Tuesday at 3 o'clock today. And the simulation goal is to maximize your cumulative net income, right? So I know you are a competitive lot. This is your chance to see how you can do with this. We'll announce the winners at the session, and after that session, the sim will be set up and available in the Access section of the Innovation Center. So if you don't get a chance to go to the session, you can try to play it later and learn more about score layering. All right. And now I would like to kick things off officially with somebody whose passion for the FICO mission is really unsurpassed. So let's give a big FICO World welcome to Executive Vice President and our Chief Marketing Officer, Nikhil Behl.
Hey, Darcy, thank you. Thank you, Darcy. Good morning. Welcome to FICO World 24, and welcome to, thankfully, sunny San Diego. When I got here over the weekend, I was a little worried. It was overcast, it was raining, we got superhero block parties, we got parties on the midway, and I'm going, uh-oh, how are we gonna get through this week? And it turns out it's beautiful out there. It is so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules to be here with us this week. We value your time. We value the trust that you put in us. We don't take this lightly. We understand that you are at a critical juncture in your businesses. We know you are ready to take the strategic next step in evolving and transforming the way in which you do business and the way in which you are creating your next generation customer experiences. As I look across this room, which fortunately I can see because these things aren't too bright today, I see a room full of leaders, inventors, change agents, revolutionaries, and superheroes. With feedback from you, with your partnership, and by better understanding your vision, your strategies, and your objectives, we at FICO are 100% invested in building and delivering the market-leading applied intelligence platform. We are committed to the vision of a platform that will deliver the ultimate data-fueled hyper-personalization engine to superpower your next generation customer relationships. This engine will also supercharge your own digital transformations. It will break down silos across your organizations. It will drive collaboration and communication across your organizations. Our mission at FICO, Applied Intelligence, powering your customer connections, is derived from delivering on this promise. Previously, we have discussed this once-in-a-generation opportunity that we have in front of us to create this next-generation business, the intelligent enterprise. At FICO, we are focused on your success. We understand your challenges. We understand your needs. We know, with your feedback, with your partnership, what you're trying to accomplish. And we are there to help you to power your business to new heights. That said, you can have the best vision in the world, the best strategy in the world, but if you don't execute it, it's to naught. With execution, they become real. And every single one of you in this room is instrumental on executing it to make it real. You are the revolutionaries, the inventors, the innovators who will bring this to life. Each of us needs to have the courage to look out into the future, to have belief in ourselves, to harness the power of our best-in-class teams who are not in this room or with us here in San Diego, with the partners that we can harness across the ecosystem to deliver on this promise. And it is through harnessing the power of these individuals, both within and outside of your organizations, with a common purpose, a shared vision, and with each person's superpower magnified and maximized, where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, that this happens. Your foresight, courage, and conviction energize us at FICO, and there are over 500 FICO people here this week, and many more back home that are here to help you this week and in the months to come to deliver on your vision. This vision to transform each and every single one of your customers into not a customer, but a true partner. A partner for life, by transforming each and every single interaction, and I mean that, each and every single transaction you have with them, into something that is truly personal, by powering something that is truly special, by curating and executing personalized moments of magic that come together to deliver an end-to-end, always-on, hyper-personalized customer experience. Transforming your customer interactions into a next-generation customer experience. You know firsthand that your customer relationship management systems, your CRMs, are limiting your ability to deliver on this promise. But there are many of you in this room that have experienced FICO Platform. And you have seen how it has the ability to connect across the entire customer lifecycle, delivering an integrated and intelligent system at high scale with low latency, near real time. We at FICO are building the power to transform your existing CRMs, to superpower your CRM, to supercharge that CRM into an autonomous nervous system for your enterprise. By moving from a static CRM, your first generation CRM that's limited to just contact management, into a CRM that is active and dynamic. A CRM that is prescriptive, responsive, that can anticipate your customer's needs in real time, wherever, whenever, and however your customer demands it. But it's not just about anticipating or predicting. It's even better. It is about building an intimate, personal, one-to-one relationship between you and every single one of your customers. Your customers are no longer just talking to people in your organization. They're not just calling your salespeople. They're not visiting a store. They're not calling a staffed call center. All of these interactions today are powered by your static first-generation CRM. Instead, in addition to these, your customers are also relying on your apps, your websites, your search engines, your chatbots, your text messages, and any other digital extension of your ecosystem that they can find. Your customer is expecting. Actually, they are demanding each of you to not just deliver what they need, where they need it, when they need it, how they need it, but they expect you to be able to deliver this consistently, contextualized across every single touch point in real time. And more importantly, to take that with them as they move from touch point to touch point to touch point. Sounds really simple, right? I know you know, and we at FICO know how hard it is to do this. And that is why we built FICO Platform. To enable you to build customer interactions that are always on, individualized, always in context, data-informed, location-aware, and importantly, the Holy Grail, intent-aware. So you can engage when your customer wants to engage with you. But why stop there? Moments of magic aren't created like that. Know what your customer wants, when they want it, and where they want it, before they even know it themselves. And when you deliver that, that is a magical moment. Surprising and delighting, and more importantly, cementing your relationship into a lifelong, mutually beneficial, and profitable relationship for you and your customer. FICO Platform can do this because we have been investing and innovating in new capabilities and features and new ways of deploying technology. These innovations include generative AI, integrated, composability, composable architecture, holistic decision management, decision asset management, and new collaboration capabilities in new ways to track and measure the performance of your customer engagements. All of these investments enable new superpowers that you can bring to bear in your organizations to revolutionize your customer experience. Superpowers for you, and ultimately, superpowers for your customers, fulfilling their lives. Superpowers that you can use to transform the way in which your teams collaborate, unleashing the power of your teams to use, leverage, and operationalize your data. Empowering your data teams to work more closely with your analytic teams, breaking down barriers in otherwise siloed organizations. Aligning your developers with your IT teams and with your lines of business teams to work more closely together. To create a unified, single touchpoint experience for your customer. It means doing what's right for your business, but also what's right for your customers. And yes, you can do both. Superheroes believe in change. And that's why you are here with us this week. You are here to absorb the best ideas that FICO and your peers in this room have. And how to see and learn how these ideas can help you crush your goals and bring them to life. Let's take a look at some of the market trends that might be top of mind for you. Digital transformation, a large-scale adoption of digital technology. Business composability, empowering businesses to rapidly change. Cloud computing, offloading your complexity to online providers. Enterprise AI and machine learning, operationalizing analytics. Always-on personalization, situational awareness across hundreds of decision points. Open ecosystems, a marketplace approach driven by APIs. We are seeing these trends converge into something even more powerful. They're converging into business composability. It is so powerful that Gartner expects organizations that embrace collaboration, that embrace composability to outpace their competition by 80%. 80% in implementing new products and services. That's a game changer. So what does composability mean? It represents a sea change in the way in which you will work and in how you will collaborate, in which you will deliver solutions and services for your biggest and most important challenges. It's a more modular, API-driven way of thinking. It's about how composability will power new dynamic B2B ecosystems inside and outside your organizations, where collaboration and exchange will accelerate your business value and drive your business outcomes in ways you have not even imagined before. FICO Platform breaks down complex business functions into practical next steps and components. And we call these components platform capabilities. You will come to see these capabilities as superpowers. Capabilities that are designed to enable your organization to effectively and efficiently build a wide array of industry use cases. They are designed to be composable, which means they fit together easily and in a multitude of different ways. They can be disassembled and reassembled just as easily, giving you modularity, autonomy, interoperability, discovery, and reuse. Building blocks that create multiple solutions at the speed of market. Shortening your time to market, your time to value, increasing your agility, and improving your organizational resilience. A platform to power your business at the speed of business. Leveraging the latest technologies, techniques, and capabilities, including generative AI, machine learning, transactional analytics, improving access to internal and external data, no matter where it resides in your organization or outside, to better understand what your customer wants and accelerate business value in ways none of us have imagined as yet. This quote from Liz emphasized how FICO Platform changed BMO's organization and transformed what they can do. This is the future that FICO delivers for your organizations and teams. This is a game changer. It is widely acknowledged that over 90% of AI projects fail to deliver value, sit on the shelf, never get operationalized. We at FICO believe we can resolve this. Enterprise AI and machine learning and the operationalization of analytics is the heart of what we do, what we have done best. It is our superpower. But that said, we are always looking ahead. We are investing in integrating the latest Gen AI techniques within platform to enable even better business outcomes across all use cases. And you're going to hear a lot more about this over the coming days, weeks, and months. But we're also cognizant that these changes, these new innovations, these capabilities come with real challenges and pitfalls. After all, with great power comes great responsibility. And this is a responsibility we accept. Responsibility to remain legally compliant, eliminate bias, remain ethical and explainable. This is mission critical. It is not optional. We have always been at the forefront of responsible AI and intend to do the same here. Thank you. Dr. Zoldi up front is very pleased with that. To ensure that you find the best way to safely operationalize Gen AI in your businesses. As I said earlier, we've been reconstructing the way in which FICO Platform delivers value. But let's take this to the next level. We are going to open up FICO Platform by delivering all of our services and capabilities as APIs, creating the very first in our industry API exchange for decisions. But why stop there? I know we can do even better. And so we have one more thing. For the first time in decision management, a true marketplace for your decisions, your operations, and your capabilities. A place to find and share new software, new services, across the life cycle of your use cases and across your organization. Federated, managed, all in one place. You're going to hear more about this in the coming days and weeks and months. A great example of how all of you are leveraging FICO Platform to create these powerful new anticipatory customer relationships is one of our Decision Award winners. This customer is scoring over 7 million customers every single day. They're looking at their customers' income and looking back at their expense patterns over the last year to aid in their decision making. This means that FICO Platform processes over 5 billion transactions every single day and rescores and makes real-time decisions for each of those 7 million customers daily. That is how you move from personalization to hyper-personalization at scale with low latency, near real time. Making sure that you get to the right person on the right device with the right message every single time. We have been listening very carefully to your feedback to ensure that the value propositions that we are creating into FICO Platform deliver on the outcomes that you actually need. Thank you for that. And Bill Wade will be on stage tomorrow. He's our Chief Product and Technology Officer. And he's going to share with you the vision we have for FICO Platform, the innovations we're bringing to market this week, and what's to come in the future. And by that I mean in the near future. I cannot wait to hear what he has to share. It's going to blow you away. With FICO Platform, we are giving you the engine for your own intelligence revolution. And over the next few days, you're going to hear more about composability, asset management, APIs, AI, machine learning, and our vision for FICO Platform. And this first of its kind marketplace. You're going to hear about the business impacts, collaboration, and the culture of decisions and decision-making in your organizations. We invite you this week to have a dialogue with us. Let's make this interactive. We want to learn from you. We want to share best practices with you. We want to help you achieve your vision. And we want to share with you how these superpowers, these capabilities, will work in your organizations to solve your most complex challenges. Our goal has always been and remains to be your trusted partner. And with FICO Platform, we want to take this to the next level. We want you to know that we have that secret bat cave in building your superpowers on your path to becoming the best superheroes you can. I know I'm probably playing out this metaphor of superheroes and superpowers a little bit too far. But we believe in what we're building and the superpowers that we are giving you so that you can build your next generation customer experience. And we can do this together. I could say, boldly go where no one has gone before. But I'm pretty sure at this point you're telling me, Nikhil, enough, you've taken this too far. What I will say is that every strong team needs a real superhero to lead it. And we at FICO are actually very fortunate to have such a superhero. Someone who has courage, who has foresight, who has invested sometimes a decade ahead of when the market was ready or before you even knew you needed it. Because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be ready by the time you actually needed it. And I'd love to invite our superhero, our commander-in-chief, FICO's chief executive officer, up on stage now to have a conversation with us. Will? Welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Will, welcome. Welcome to FICO World.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Will, you have been CEO now for 12 years, and that's actually the longest of anybody other than Bill Fair, who was one of our co-founders. And over that period, you've seen lots of phenomenal change within FICO. You've seen the tremendous amount of value that we've actually delivered for our customers. And in turn, we've seen that value being delivered for ourselves as well at FICO. What makes FICO successful?
I think I would start with clarity of purpose. We're a 68-year-old company, and we have two businesses that are complementary, scores and software. And they're both very much wrapped around the idea of applying analytics to data and making data-driven decisions. And that has driven us through 68 years. Along the way, we decided it's very important that we be able to commercialize, that we be able to operationalize those decisions. Mm-hmm. And I think we do that pretty well with good cost structure. And so I think that's been the big driver. If you just take the pieces individually for a moment, mm-hmm. the scores business is the preeminent score in the credit system. And if you think about how it is that we became so deeply embedded mm-hmm. in the system, it happened gradually. It started with us having a good value proposition for lenders. Here's a low-cost, very effective way to score a lot of people fairly, objectively, with science. We made that available to industry. It used to be just scorecards for individual banks. Then it was available to industry in '87 with the Beacon score. And lenders really liked it. Mm-hmm. And then we moved from that to the regulators focusing on how useful a tool it is to understand the riskiness in the portfolios. Mm-hmm. And then our third constituency is the investors who buy the securitized paper. They want to understand the riskiness of the portfolio. And so, again, the FICO score, a tremendous metric for that. And then finally, consumers have really become focused on their FICO scores. Mm-hmm. They now demand the FICO score. They want to understand what it is. And it's obviously very important for them. So I would say that's how we became so deeply embedded in the system, and that's driven a lot of success for us. Mm-hmm. A lot of side benefits. We managed to get credit into the hands of almost everyone who can responsibly handle it. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. On the software side, we've evolved over time, and where we focus on bringing in additional data beyond what a score would do, and making data-driven decisions, and also very successful.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more, Will. And I'm going to be here for 10 years next week, and I can definitely see the clarity of vision and the clarity of purpose, and it has been consistent all the way through. At the same time, Will, over the last 12 years, we've seen such tremendous macroeconomic change. We've seen dynamic change in new technologies and innovations available. We've seen customer expectations go through the roof, and in many cases, that's been driven by market-leading consumer companies out there who are setting the bar really high and changing customer expectations for folks like the ones that are here today. How would you say FICO has evolved over the course of that time and through all this change, yet stayed so committed to its core vision?
Well, it's interesting. When you think about applying analytics to data, that used to be a pretty expensive proposition. And that's why we did scorecards, because it was a cheap and inexpensive way to do things. Then when we got into software, the idea was let's bring in additional data sets, apply fancier analytics, and make a slightly more predictive decision. The ability to do that has improved over the last 68 years, and we're better and better at it, and the cost of it's down. Storage is down, compute's down, networks down in cost. And that lets us bring the data and analytics to bear on many more decisions than we ever could in the past. So if you think about FICO software 15 years ago, we were focused on the most important high stakes decisions, originations, those kinds of decisions. And now, because the cost of data-driven decisioning has come down so much, we're able to apply it to a wide range of things. And that's kind of what's enabled us to do the platform, because now here we are, pushing the limits of what you can do with data-driven decisioning applied to all kinds of decisions, give you that 360 view of the customer and optimize every single interaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Cost of compute, cost of storage, and the ability to really create modular technology to be able to deliver on this. Well, we've been talking about this intelligence revolution, and we're right at the beginning of this intelligence revolution, and about how organizations maximize the assets that they have, the data that they have, right? How do you see organizations actually adopting digital technologies and platforms to deliver on their own personal intelligence revolutions?
I think the vision is one that most organizations that deal with consumers share, which is let's have a 360-degree view of the customer. Let's be really informed every time we interact with that customer and make sure that we've optimized that interaction. Everyone wants to achieve that, but the barriers to that are fairly significant. I mean, historically, you had to have data lakes and data marts, and you had to prepare the data in all kinds of ways to make it accessible. And so we're still very much in a mode of saying, okay, I have this very specific question. How am I going to get it answered? What data do I need to answer it? That we have a lot of people in this room who've spent chunks of their careers figuring out the answers to important questions and with trouble getting those things operationalized because the systems didn't lend themselves easily to it. And I think where we are now is with the intelligent enterprise, we're in a place where companies can say, okay, I'm going to leverage every scrap of data I have, wherever it resides, and I'm going to bring it to bear on every single decision, every single one. I mean, there's no decision too unimportant. And so I think the intelligent enterprise is the one that has mastered this. Now, obviously, that's a pitch for the FICO platform. The goal is to make all that available and make it super easy. And what we're seeing with all of you, with the people who are, and we're on a journey together here, what we see with all of you is experimentation, all different kinds of use cases. My board of directors asks me, so what's the hot use case? What's the silver bullet?
Yes.
And the answer is there's not one. I mean, you all are using the platform in so many different ways.
Yes.
And so for us, it's a journey of discovery.
Yes. So true, Will. We do have the ability to optimize every single decision, every single interaction. And those who are able to do that and put a system and a layer in place that enables every part of their organization to harness the power of that and build off of it is the one that really is going to be successful here. Well, you can barely pick up anything these days without talking about AI, and in particular, generative AI. We've been in the analytics game for a long time. Our first AI patent was over 30 years ago. Our first generative AI patent with LLMs was over 20 years ago. So it's nice to see that the industry the marketplace is starting to catch up. That said, FICO customers, many of them in this room, have used our capabilities, our analytics, our AI. Falcon, for example, is one of the largest deployments of AI across the world. How do you see FICO's role evolving or changing in helping organizations really harness the power of AI?
Well, I think we've always been committed to the idea of operationalizing the analytics. It's not a thought experiment. It's not something in a lab. It's not a hobby for the data scientists. It is for us always about how do you apply the analytics to the data, make the decision, get it into the system so that you can use it in real time with the customer. And I think AI is going to play into that. Obviously, there's internal productivity things we can do. There will eventually be customer-facing things that we can do. Obviously, we need to do it with tremendous care. So we're in an industry that's heavily regulated. We have fair lending rules. And very important that we use AI responsibly. I mean, we've spent a huge amount of time at FICO making sure that as we think through how to deploy AI in our solutions, that we do it in a responsible way, an explainable way, and an ethical way, way that will pass muster with the regulators. Absolutely critical. And so we're doing that, and you can rely on us to do that. You know, when you get it from us, it'll be safe. I do think that it's important to separate the hype from the reality, but there's tremendous potential there, and we will help you. We'll help you with that.
Yes. Will, there's a few thousand people in this room. They've taken the time to be with us this week. What advice would you give them, or what message would you like to leave them with for this week?
I think that the most important thing that you all can get out of this week here is to find others who are going through the journey you're going through and tap into their experience. So every lender in this room who's thought through various kinds of risk problems, there's someone else in this room who's a little bit ahead of you, who's kind of been down that path and is learning what works and what doesn't work. You know, our platform's not perfect, but you can learn from them where the pitfalls were, how best to implement it. I think you'll discover that it goes much more smoothly than anyone thinks. We're getting really good feedback on how easy it is to implement the platform. But I would encourage you all to speak to others, talk to your FICO colleagues who will make sure you're connected with people who are wrestling with the exact same problems that you're thinking about right now. I mean, that's really the benefit. And so I'd encourage you to all do that and have a good time. Yes.
Well, thank you, Will. Thank you so much for being with us this week and for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Nikhil.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Let's play the video.
This is Kerry, a high flyer and a bit of a risk taker who gets the most out of life. But at work, she keeps her feet on the ground. She started a new job as head of retail banking at Atlantis Bank. She's got 3 main priorities in her new role. She needs to grow revenue in a competitive market. She needs to make Atlantis the primary bank for more